Okay, Kevin here, Ben Rod Garage again. Little continuation on electrical, little update of what's going on. Let me go ahead and clean the camera. I could see those marks on there. But just a little update on continuation on the electrical, what I'm looking at, what I've got going on, processes, what's happening there. So let's get into that. So as you can see, this is kind of work table, what I've been working on. This is, let me go ahead and move it over here. This is turn signal wiring that was in, what's the harness for the turn signal. So that slides right there. It is the original. And as you can see, very stiff wiring. And when I bend that, I can hear cracking of the casing of that wiring, which is not good. But it's the original. It's the original in the car. You can also see there's a little burn mark right there. It's discolored. So I went ahead and decided I was going to replace this. Okay. One of the advantages I have, here's kind of a layout. I actually bought these two parts as well, but putting the steering column back together and of course the instructions on that. So this is a very handy book. It is fairly old. I got this back in the 90s. Yeah, it's been in some garages and whatnot. The Mises have gotten after the edges, but no big deal. Still handy to have. All right, and then here is the next part of the mess, the next part of the puzzle. Here is the brand new replacement unit going inside, and as you can see, we've gotten things kind of put together in here. Turn signal working. I do got to back this whole unit down some so I can get the steering wheel back on the column. But it's nice to have all this working and functioning the way it's supposed to. And again, I've got another manual here, which has, again, breakdowns on how everything goes together and explanations. So, these type of things are handy to have when you don't know what you're doing. And it's not that I don't know what I'm doing. I really haven't read much on this. It's more just for illustrations on stuff like this so that I can get proper assembly of the components that are in there. Yeah, it's not, and find out information on parts that I don't really need, because there was a guide in here for the column shift, but I don't have that. I don't need that. It doesn't work. So that's good. That's what I'm working on as far as all that goes. Underneath here, I've got my rubbers put in. Well, not put in, but they're in place. And then this is the other harness that I'm currently trying to work on getting repaired, fixed, replaced. I'm not sure yet. It is also one of the originals. Everything's kind of stiff. I don't know. We'll see what I can end up doing with this. I can get the replacement connectors, so I may end up going that route. We'll see. But before I get the dash back in here and get that all situated, I do want to get back up and inside here. I got to put the ducting back in and get that situated. So I'm also working on that as well. Okay, right here, I've got this prepped and painted. This is the underdash ducting for the air. Got some vents there. And then I've got another piece of that right down here. This is a directional. Let's see here. Get over here. And you flip that and it opens and closes. Also has kind of like the temperature, the heater right there. So something else that I gotta prep and get that ready as well. I want to get those put in before I get the steering stuff situated. So Let's see, I do need to get back into, well, I mean, this is going to be one of the items here that's going to be a little difficult to kind of go through. See if I can get that working. This is also heater and electrical. That's a mess, absolute mess. Right there's my dash. So I got to go through that. Biggest thing is going to be figuring out all the connections, wiring, which light goes where, making sure they work properly, and whatnot. So that's where I'm at, and it's still wiring and bits and pieces. A lot of that stuff is just kind of monotonous and boring to sit there and go through. So this is more of just an updated process. Going to continue. Going to get some more of this done, and as I make steps, post it up. This is just a little quick snippet on what I'm about to get working on, and might as well let you take a look at the mess before I get into it too much. These will be quick cuts, probably, because I'm sure it'll bore you to death. But anyway, here's what I'm about to get started on. Well, here you go. This whole spaghetti mess right here is what I'm about to get started on. So um, it's not pulled completely out. As you can see, there's a couple wires still hanging on. One runs to the back of the car. One runs to the switches for the dome light on this side. Got the fuse panel, I-beam, and then a mess. I got to figure out where it goes. The good thing is this was a painless kit. All the wires are pretty much labeled on the direction, so I have to go through and figure out where they go and what wires I'm looking at, and then like that. That's, you see that it's a bit melted. Here, let me center it up. Sorry, bit melted there. I've got some. That is just that goes to the dash, so I got to do some repairs on that. This piece has come off here. I do have some areas. Let's see, like this one right here. I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it's at. I've got one around here somewhere that the Mises pieces have gotten into. I got to find it again, but basically just got to go back through this unit here, figure out where things go, label them, and get them pulled back into the car and run through to their proper locations. Now, just a little quick close-up update. There's a little bit of dirt in here, but yeah, that's how the paint came out on the inside here. I'd say turned out pretty dang good. I'm happy with it. So just some grass all the way up to the front. The lighting's weird. I don't know. It's not brown. There's no brown, but apparently there is some brown. I do have some yellowish lights that are probably reflecting. So, but yeah, much happier with how that looks. So I'm going to look at getting some Dynamat put in there, as well as working on this wiring kit. So it'll be Dynamat and wiring. Get all that taken care of. Um, get the rock panel covers put back on, because the wiring will be in. Hopefully hook a battery up. Test things out, see how that goes, and I can at least make sure the lights are proper and everything else before getting the engine hooked up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll test things out. I got to make sure things work. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm getting into. It's a process, and electrical's boring, but I'll kind of do cut throughs on this when I get certain steps done, because I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me just identify wires. That's no fun. So it'll be a step-by-step process getting that done. Yeah, that's where we're at. Stick around. Like I said, I was going to get in here and tackle some of this chalky stuff. This electrical, wiring, spaghetti nest. There it goes. But this is what I've got going on. See, I mean, sometimes you just gotta make your own connections. You see, so what do I? Oh yeah, right here. This is the one that, as you can see, I'm pretty sure that's a factory spec. Exactly how it's supposed to be. I'm talking about the colors, not the connector. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, that right there is brand new. I don't know why you would think that'd be any different. But they already had different colors on some of the tips, like pink to yellow, yellow to black, or dark purple. That's because this end here is actually part of the Painless wiring harness that is now on this connector. And I mean, I could have gotten closer to matching up the colors a little bit, but I was just trying to keep things in order. That way I could work them the same on this connector here. And I've got to label it somehow or another, which is the connector that goes up here for the turn signal and things like that inside there. Here's the other connector, other half of that connector. So it's not too terribly, as far as size goes, too terribly, different than what I got here. So, yeah, should be fine. So that's that. I gotta trace through all these things and figure out one where they go. But the good thing about the Painless, you can probably see that white lettering on there. That's where things go. So that part helps because it was already working. But I just got to make sure I find all the little nibbles, which there's not a bunch, but there's a few. Like right here, there's a good example of, excuse me, something that just isn't right. Let's see here. I get that into focus, maybe right here. Here, okay, there we go. But both those tips have been nibbled on. Even the coating, the forget the name of this stuff. That stuff, got nibbled on. So I got some over here. I've got some new. Let me get this steering wheel out of the way. Oh, it's gonna. There it goes, scratching stuff. I've got some new, new sockets, light socket. Got new light sockets coming in. So I'm gonna work on another harness here, and this one will be tricky because no clue. I've got broken connectors here. I've got wires missing here. I've got wire light something missing here. So it's caught. It's caught. So it does have a connector, and again, this is another 6-prong. So we can match it up again, at least 6-prong it, and once the car is working, then I can plug battery, get it in. I can fiddle with some of the switches and whatnot to see what they do, what lights come on, what happens. So good. I mean, proper crimp, shrink, everything. Hopefully it works. Kind of suck if I get it all together and something's not working, because then I got to diagnose that. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out. Anywho's, I'm going to continue with this. So, till next time, it's Kevin, Bit Rod Garage. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all guys later.